Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make another one of these TikTok divorce theater thingies. I've adjusted my format a little bit after some feedback, and so I'm going to try to do it a little bit differently. But let's go ahead right into it and see what we can see.
Definitely like a death. It's like someone punched me in my stomach, in my gut, and just like took my air out of my body. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. I'm scared. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I'm going to leave my home that I've been in for 20 years and rebuild a life that wasn't supposed to be alone. It was supposed to be with him. It's still hard. Rebuilding your life at 51 years old, it's a lot.
Welcome back, family. Today, we are reviewing this 51-year-old woman who decided to destroy her marriage of 20 years so that she can find herself again. Let's first start by watching her cry the day her divorce was finalized.
After 4.5 long years, it is finally over. It's over. I am now a divorced woman. And I knew when this happened and when I got the final word, I knew I would have different emotions, and I tried preparing for them. But I don't know how you actually prepare for it, because what I feel like is like someone punched me in my stomach, in my gut, and just like took my air out of my body. Oh. And I'm not crying over the fact that we're no longer together.
No, she's not crying at all. If you notice, all the emotion in the voice, no crying. But let's continue. No real crying.
I'm crying over the fact that none of it should have happened like it happened. And there's this sadness inside of me that, like, it's going to somehow affect our grandchildren and generations to come. And I just hate that, I hate that. And God, I wish I hated him. I wish I hated that.
And that's just one of the things. So she continues and goes through a bunch of other evolutions. And they do the usual thing, in the car. They do the other ones. Let me show you another part of the clip.
You in this next clip that will show you how her ex-husband saved her from these streets with her 5 kids. But the thanks he got was a divorce. Let's watch.
Okay, if we are going to be completely honest, we knew. We knew pretty early on who they really were. They showed us. And I know this for a fact because people can't hide their true colors for a long time. I mean, I have to be completely honest with myself, which I don't enjoy doing, because then I have to see all my faults and all of the things that I did that led up to the end of my marriage, the breakup of relationships, and that's the hard part. But I'm going to do the hard part because I'm not going to continue this pattern. I've had this pattern my whole entire life, and I refuse to continue. So from now on, instead of talking so much about what happened or what was done, as I like to say, maybe to me, which makes me sound like a victim, and I'm not, I am going to focus on my role in things and what was broken inside of me that allowed the things to happen. I knew. I knew not to get married. Pretty long time ago, knew not to do this. But I did it anyway. Why? Fear? Yeah. What were my fears? Afraid of being alone. I was a single mom with 5 children. And here came this man that I thought was going to rescue me and save me. And he did, actually. He did. But the problem was, by allowing that to happen, I put my whole being into this man. And I was no longer myself anymore. So I have been spending the last few years trying to figure out who the hell I am, why I do the things that I do. It's not fun.
This woman is 51 years old, and she is still talking about trying to find who the hell I am, why I do the things I do. This is how fucked up modern women mindset is. They claim to know nothing about their lives. Meanwhile, all they know is to break their families by divorcing their husbands. This is not about finding herself. This is just about being free to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, with absolutely no responsibility. On top of everything, she admitted being the bad parent, and she also admitted being a controlling bitch. Check it out.
He does do that. No point seeing this, but I'm going to show you some more. I'm not going to use all their content, but this next section I wanted to show you that, you know, how these women get in here and they mimic, and I keep saying this, but they mimic what other people are doing in their cars. They make videos in their cars. They on their beds. The same exact poses as they've seen with other content creators or whatever. Just doing the exact same thing. Mimicking those things. And, of course, you see them get all dressed up, and they're all lighting perfect. The hair they got done most of the time for their car videos. So they're doing it in their car, not doing it in their own home. But this, to see this woman, watch this part. This is unbelievable. Because I want to preface this part with, listen to her first sentences when she talks about when the new woman, if there is one, comes into her house that she's leaving, if the husband repairs the roof or fixes things around the house, he's doing it to impress her, not because he's got a bad roof, not because he has a leaky roof or something needs to be fixed. It's to impress the woman. And then you'll hear the rest of it, but it is some piece of work to me that she would do something like this, or anyone would post this kind of thing online.
Interest in dating her ex-husband.
This is a message to the one who will be moving in after I move out. First, let me start by saying congratulations. You're going to move into a beautiful home. It does need some work. It has to have the roof replaced and some things like that. And he's going to do that for you because he wants to impress you. When I moved in, we did all kind of stuff. But I just need you to know that every room in this house is going to have a memory of me. It is. I hope you don't have a hard time with that. Like y'all's bedroom that y'all are going to share. We did so many things in that bedroom. Oh my gosh. Stuff I can't even talk about on TikTok or I will get thrown off. And if you want to go from that room into another one and think you're going to make that y'all's bedroom, we did it in there too. Every room of this house, every room, kitchen, dining room, living room, game room. That pool table will support a lot of weight, a lot more than you might think. And I'm not saying this to be petty. I'm just saying you just need to understand that a lot of memories were made here. A lot of memories. And so, yes, you can paint it. It's going to need new painting and some new floors and stuff and make new memories, but just don't be surprised if the memory of me pops up in his mind occasionally.
And that goes on, and she talks about in the pool and on the boat, and she's really very petty at these things. And she just continues on with this kind of thing. It's ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous. And I did respond to it. He rescued her, raised her kids, gave her stability, but once the storm passed, she mistook peace for boredom, and now she's off to find herself in the comment section of strangers, those who stir pots, hoping for something to rise. And yeah, something did rise, and she is very petty, and it's unbelievable. She is better.
You can clearly see how bitter this woman really is. She tries so hard to put on a facade, but it is just not working. The next clip will show you that since she divorced her husband, she keeps posting videos of her being sad while trying to convince her audience that she will be fine.
You know, I spend a lot of time by myself. And I'm not usually lonely. I enjoy my own company. But today's been different. The last couple of days have been different. And I just have to shake this off. I have to get through this. And I will. I always do. But I let my guard down. And I knew better. Won't make that mistake again. Lesson learned.
This is the real-life reality of these divorced women. Their lives are sad, but they always pretend to be happy on the internet. While her ex-husband is being pursued by young, hot girls, she is here trying to convince herself that she made the right choice by divorcing her husband.
Now this is another one, the same exact format that you see, and I understand the creators want to duplicate positive layouts that they've seen before that seem to be working for other people, but these ladies are not only mimicking what they see and how to do the videos, they're also doing what the other people are doing in their life. They decide, well, I'm better than this. I deserve more than this. And divorce their husbands, come up with reasons to divorce their husbands, think that they're going to have a big shot at getting a better man or a newer man or explore life. Yeah, and they don't realize that things are not what they think they are. So let's go ahead with this one, and I'll play her now.
I will miss him every day of my life. I will miss him. Lucky for me, we have kids together. You can be the good guy and win, but you have to appreciate and value the woman that you're with. You can't just be the good guy. You can't just be the man that pays the mortgage, the man that takes care of his kids, and the man that's loyal. That's all great. But do you love your wife? Do you date your wife? Do you prioritize your wife? Do you leave her love notes? Do you cook dinner sometimes? Or is she just the woman at home?
Welcome back, family. The woman who recently went viral for divorcing the good guy has finally responded to all the critics and pushback the internet has given her concerning her declaration stating it is okay to leave the good guy. And as usual, you won't be disappointed by the delusion and contradictions this woman is going to display in today's video. To refresh your memory, let's first watch her insane viral video of her telling us how it is okay to leave the good guy.
So I thought I'd talk for just a minute about this divorce that I'm going through. Because I'm sure, just like I found some relatable advice through here, other people might relate to me. So I was married for 10 years. I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning. Like that I wasn't gonna make it. And I didn't know what that feeling was. I just thought it was cold feet, but it kind of manifested itself for the next 10 years. And here we are 10 years later going through a divorce. So he didn't really start this process. I guess it was more so me, because I was always looking for someone else because I didn't know how to be loved or how to accept love from somebody. And so while he was fighting for me, I was pushing him away. But I never truly accepted happiness. I left the good guy. I left the guy that everybody looks at and is like, that's a dad, that's a husband, that's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes, he cleaned the house, he took the kids to school, he worked all day, he made good money, he supported us. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but he was the good guy.
And you notice he said he had a baby, 8 weeks old, when she got married. He said, I had a baby. He didn't say we had a baby. So one wonders if her husband, the one who came in and took everything over and married her, was the father. He never suggests this in any of her videos that I've seen. So on top of him being the good guy, he might not have been the biological father. And if he was, he doesn't treat him that way. Yeah, he was the good guy that she never really wanted to be married to or be with. And this kind of mentality that they can look back now and say, well, I had cold feet at the wedding. And that went on for 10 years. Well, huh? You know, after a couple of years, even got kids, but the whole time he's fighting for her, he's doing all this. He's talking about that she's not attracted to the man. Because the man's doing all the stuff that every woman says she wants people to do, wants a man to do, but what she really wants is a dangerous man, wants an exciting man. She wants to be young again and out there and getting the guy that's going to have the yacht or whatever else. She doesn't really have the looks for that, but without that makeup. But let's go ahead and get through all this. And when people have commented back to her that this
A good guy. So, there you go. Hope that helps someone.
Remember, She said that her ex-husband was doing everything right. He was a good dad, a good husband, he did the dishes, he cleaned the house, he supported her, he even brought the kids to school. She herself said all of that from her own mouth. Now, let's watch her first response to a comment that triggered her, and you guys will see how she is going to contradict herself.
I've tried to make this video 3 times now, and I guess I just can't find the words to say. So I'm gonna make it really short, but this is one of, I don't know, 20 or 30 comments that are mostly from men on my post that are straight offended that I left a good man. Let's be clear. You can be the good guy and win, but you have to appreciate and value the woman that you're with. You can't just be the good guy. You can't just be the man that pays the mortgage, the man that takes care of his kids, and the man that's loyal. That's all great. But do you love your wife? Do you date your wife? Do you prioritize your wife? Do you leave her love notes? Do you cook dinner sometimes? Do you make her feel that when she goes to work that she's appreciated? Or is she just the woman at home?
You guys know that I don't like to stop clips halfway, but I had to do it on this one because of the level of contradiction in this woman's story. Listen to what she is saying now and compare it to what she said about the kind of person her ex-husband was.
I left the good guy. I left the guy that everybody looks at and is like, that's a dad. That's a husband. That's how it's supposed to be. He did the dishes. He cleaned the house. He took the kids to school. He worked all day. He made good money. He supported us.
She is literally contradicting herself. She is describing the kind of person she claims that she wouldn't leave. When you let women talk for long enough, they always tell on themselves. Let's continue watching the clip.
This is a pretty presumptuous comment because I chose not to bash him on my last post, and instead I took accountability. I took accountability, but I still left. He will find somebody who appreciates him if he can learn to appreciate somebody else.
And this is the thing that gets me about these kind of things, especially these women that have this idea that a man is supposed to put the woman up on a pedestal. And yeah, you could put your woman up on a pedestal, but you don't like her or treat her more important than your kids and more important than everything else in the world when she is not doing that back to you. This woman has already said she never wanted to marry the man. She didn't, or had cold feet, she thought, and she was never looking for a way out for the last 10 years. And here's what she did. After 10 years, she got on TikTok. She got a little bit of following. She got a little bit of celebrity. And then all of a sudden she thinks she's a model, a star, somebody that can do better. And I don't know, maybe she could do better. But the only way she's going to do better than the man she had might be in the attraction department. It might be in the financial department where the guy could hire, or you all together could hire maids and nannies and you all could go off yachting and stuff, where the guy devotes and dotes on you. But this man that married her doted on her and the family and everybody else. Worked and did the cooking and they did all this stuff. And she says every once in a while, make a meal for me. I bet you he did. I bet you he did when she allowed it. Or he got home, the stuff's already made. And I love that contradiction when they say that. You never cooked a meal. Well, you get home, they've already got the meal ready. you can't cook it. You can't offer to cook it because they've already done it. Well, you offer to cook, but they want something else. It's just, I'm not bashing on women here. And of course, HL Talk, that thought, is about male-centric issues, dealing with this kind of thing from a male standpoint and whatever. But this woman goes on and on and on and on and on. And she continues in the car with a lot of makeup on. And I'll show you a little bit more because she really is a piece of work. She really thinks she's better than she is.
She defined the good guy to fit her own narrative. I know that the coping mechanism this woman is going to display here will be making the blood of most of you boil. But bear with me here. This is the BS we have to be familiar with so that we can know who to avoid. Let's watch.
So I think it's important to put an explanation, or explain at least, like what a good guy is. Because I think we're missing the key point of how this entire series at this point started. So my intro video was, it's okay to leave the good guy. So what is a good guy? The good guy is what everyone else gets to see. The good husband is what we get to see. That's what the partner sees, or the good wife in some of your situations. The good guy from the outside is the guy that goes to work every day and makes a good, honest living. That's the guy that takes care of his kids and seems present, or is present. That's the guy that seems to have all of his ducks in a row. His morals are good, his values are good, his friends are good people. From the outside looking in, everybody says that guy must be good to her, because all of those things on the outside line up to be that. You see this stable, consistent guy that gets along with everybody, and everybody just thinks he must be good. Okay, so that's the good guy. What is a good husband? What is a good partner? Let's make it general. What is a good partner? That's somebody that has your back all the time, right? Like somebody that is gonna stand behind you, to their families, to their friends, to everybody. You're their person, so they've got your back, okay? That's somebody that can be intimate with you, and it means something. You feel connected, you feel close, you feel loved during intimate moments. That is going out of your way for your partner, even when it sort of inconveniences you. It's something that you want to do because it's something that they need from you. Okay, it is an emotional connection. It is, do you want them to feel better? Do you know how to talk to them when they are sad or upset or overjoyed? I think those are just a couple of things that make a good partner, that make a good husband or a good wife. But nobody is going to know if that person is a good husband or a good wife unless you're married to them.
And that's the thing. If you, again, read between the lines, look between the lines, you see that it's all about her. She already said the man did everything right, but she went into the relationship with cold feet, didn't want to, wasn't really attracted to him, he said, but she was already pregnant, so it looks like they got married, that she was pregnant, but she don't know that. But from the first video, it's about me, me, me. And HL Talk That Thought is pretty good about breaking this apart and finding the little bits in between. I really like that, how they analyze these things and find the contradictions, because they're always there. They're always there. Now, she's trying to redefine the good guy here. And, okay, she was pregnant when he offered to marry her, proposed, and had a baby. She had a baby 8 weeks before the wedding. Still don't know if it was his. Might not have been. Might have been one of those one-offs where she was told by family or sort of convinced to marry. She should never have married the guy. But who knows? But the thing I'm getting from this, a lot of this, is that he was a good guy. Everybody liked him. He was great for everybody. But she never suggests that everybody liked her. I got a feeling not everybody liked her. I think that's what she means by have your back and things like that, because a lot of what she says makes no sense. I think maybe she wasn't the same kind of personality. And people liked him better. And I think that took her out of first place. And so she was in first place. When she already defined what a good guy is. But not a good guy for her because he didn't treat her the way she felt she should be treated. And it's really just what she wants is somebody to wait on her hand and foot, to be there for her, to talk to her the way she wants to be talked to. And it's ridiculous. I wrote a comment, of course. The more someone decorates the outside to appear beautiful, the more they often conceal the emptiness within. They are a trap, a carnivorous bloom, seductive, still, and in the end, consuming everything, including themselves. Everything she said, everything she's talking about here, and continues to talk about, on and on and on and on and on. We go back to the beginning where she's talking about what's a good guy. She left the good guy. It wasn't the guy for her because he did everything right, but not just for her. Unbelievable. Now, this is the kind of person, these are common, that just got their looks together. They think they got their looks together, put on all the makeup and all this, trying to look beautiful, and they might even look beautiful, but they don't want to be in a marriage with that man. They wanted to have someone else, or multiple other people, or a life where they are the princess. But the problem is, this woman's not a princess at all. Now let's move on to another one. Now this woman divorced a man after 30 years. And she left. Now this is a follow-up where she began, in the beginning she was talking about how she's going to go get a better life and all this other stuff. And a different life, and she's whatever. But then she comes back to it later, regretting it and wanting to get her husband back and all that. And then all of her followers on TikTok attacked her, basically, and told her she's a fool and whatever.
I just want other women to know that we don't need to hate men. They have their problems too. They're going through life things as well.
I miss my family. I miss being a family.
I'm going to keep my heart and my mind open, and I won't take other women beating me down because I'm not doing what they want.
Welcome back, family. Yes, my friends, you heard it right. Our strong, independent woman who decided to leave her husband of 30 years has just dropped a video today admitting that she will do anything to get her husband back. And the women in her comments section are big mad. You won't believe your ears. She has completely rejected the sister code and feminism. Before playing the update, let refresh your memory with few clips that will summarize her story until now.
Good morning. Do you want to become a miserable old woman? I don't think any of us do. But women, you've seen those women out there. The women that are nattering and nagging their husbands, that are bitchy, that aren't nice, seem to be so unhappy. And we think, oh God, I hope I'm never one of those miserable old women. And you know how that happens? That happens from raising a family, working, and then all of a sudden we're in our 50s and 60s and we have nothing. We don't have a life. We don't have a life separate from our family or separate from our husband. And so we resent everybody. So you know what you need to do? You need to get your own life.
Get her own life. That's exactly what she did by deciding to end her 30-year-old marriage.
Well, I did it. Here I am on my new bed, my princess bed. It's amazing. I feel like a different person already. I feel like I can do whatever I want, and I'm not responsible for anybody anymore but me.
Well, it didn't take long for her to realize that her life was still miserable even after divorcing her husband.
I don't know. Things aren't going that great. I just keep thinking about what it used to be like when things were good. And maybe all of this was my fault. Maybe I'm a selfish, narcissistic. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one. I don't know, but I'm kind of struggling. All that fake, all that happy, oh, I'm doing so great. I think I was in shock. And now it's coming like into reality, and I don't know. I know this is just a separation, and there are a lot of worse things in the world than this. I just don't know what my life's gonna be like. I can't seem to remember anything bad. I just remember all the good things.
And then the feelings of jealousy kicked in when she learned that her ex-husband had a new, hot, young girlfriend.
The last few days have been super traumatizing for me. My own fault. It's always my fault. But anyway, I didn't know. Well, I guess I did know, but that I would have this really strong reaction physically, trauma reaction, to finding out that my estranged husband has been having a new relationship. You can't imagine your husband and your children having a great time without you or with a new woman. And I think the hard part is that because I'd been with him for so long, since I was 18, for him to be in a relationship where he is in one and you can't figure it out in your mind. And then it felt like he had died. And I kept getting this sick feeling like he was gone and dead. And I almost wished he was dead.
That's really a sad thing to say. And she's very jealous. And then she gets on and she says other things about, going through trauma and whatever else. And finally she gets back on and makes a very long video, and I'll show you parts of it, where she gets herself all made up and she's ready to...
Now that you guys have the context of the story, we can watch the video she just dropped today. She is now willing to do anything to win her husband back. And modern women in her comment section are trying to shame her to the point that she had to block some of them.
So, I have a few things I want to talk about, and I'm going to start, and I didn't rehearse this, but I just need to get it out. I believe that women our age, a lot of us are, and I'm not this way, but I got some like kind of comments that I want to talk about. When you're in your 50s and you're dating men in their 50s, you have to understand that we have so much wounds. Like, we have so much going on. We've been through marriages and divorces, and we have children, and we've been hurt, and we have all kinds of baggage. So when women expect men to be perfect and there's never a blip, and you check all the boxes, and you suddenly get one thing that happens and you go, that's it, I'm out. Do you understand that you're missing out on a person that could be very important to you? You might never get to know somebody because you're so focused on being treated like a queen. And I understand being treated like a queen is important. But when someone has family and children and responsibilities, they don't always have all that energy to put into you. You're not a princess. We are human beings. I don't want to hate men. I'm not tired of men. I want to be kind, and I want to give back to a man just the same as I expect him to give back to me. And I'm not a dummy. I'm not going to hang out with somebody who treats me like shit. You know when that's happening. You can tell. And if it gets to the point where I feel miserable, I'm out. I know who I am. And I know that I'm valuable, and I'm smart, and I'm funny. And I just don't want to have this inside hatred for all men, or have these preconceived ideas. Oh, that's because he's a man, or he's a misogynist, or because his opinions might be, old-fashioned, or if he's a dick, you're going to know it.
Yeah, you're going to know it. It is going to know you too. When you get older and you've been through the marriage and you have kids, or you don't have kids, you got a lot of people you have to deal with. People that you have grown into your life over the years. And when you're older, you just can't flip-flop like you do when you're younger. And this woman just tries her best. Now she's realizing things.
Get rid of, that are constantly after me. And I'm putting myself out here. I'm very vulnerable. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but I also, I appreciate advice, but I also can give advice.
So far, there is only one person in her comments section that is really encouraging her to get back with her husband. Her comment says, "Anyways, I'm rooting for you to get back with your husband. Even if it takes years to fix the issues that you two had, try. Be yourself with him." All the other comments are either ignoring her message or bashing her. I actually give some credit to this woman for trying her best to get her family back, even though she is the one that destroyed it.
Yes, and she did. She wants it back, and it may be too late. I, of course, commented, "Sure, the grass looks greener on the other side, but once you cross over and claim it, it starts to brown because you brought yourself with you. If you don't tend it, no patch of grass stays green. It doesn't. You have to put in the effort. And when you're getting older and you've been in a marriage, you got to tend that marriage. And it's not going to be simple." So let's look at another one.
Just really, really feeling really sad today. I miss him so much. I'm so sad. Some people think that, when you're the one to leave a marriage, that it's easy and you're just instantly happy, and that's not true. It's not true. It's incredibly difficult. It's so hard. I'm sorry. I hope you'll forgive me.
Welcome back, family. Today we will review this woman who regrets divorcing her husband for Chad. But now that she got pumped and dumped by Chad, she starts to ask for forgiveness to her ex-husband. Let's start by watching her breaking down in tears after Chad dumped her.
My boyfriend of 2 years moved out 10 days ago, and I'm just really feeling really sad today. I miss him so much. And I know it's the right decision, but it's so hard. I'm so sad. And I wish I could be mad at him. It would make it so much easier, but I can't. There's no anger. There's only love. And it's excruciating. And I know I have valid reasons. And I know it's the best thing in the end. But it's so hard. It's so hard. I miss him.
And she misses him, and he knows how. She says it's the best decision. You know, it wasn't her decision to leave Chad, or whoever it was. She left her marriage to go with Chad. But I want to, this particular video, again, in bed, covered up, no tears. No real tears, as I say. Just having a drip or two. That's not coming from the deep soul. See how long this goes on. And then this part I want to show you because he says up here, this is my heart's deepest desire. Now listen to this, and this is another thing that really bugs me about these survivors.
For the last little while, I have been feeling like I don't know what I want to do with my life. I thought I wanted to be a life coach, but now I'm not sure. And what I really want to do is help women leave relationships who feel stuck. People. Include men in there. I want to help anyone who is in a relationship that no longer works for them, is toxic or abusive. I want to help them find a way out. But I have no idea how to do that. And it seems massive. It seems inconquerable. It seems beyond me. And if I'm 100% honest, I don't want it to negatively impact my ex. Because he's not a bad person. He did some bad things. He did not treat me as I should have been treated, but he is not a bad person and I do not want to hurt him. And by me saying that, I felt stuck in our relationship and wanted to leave for several years. It feels like that hurts him. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I'm holding back. I'm holding back on what I really want to do in life. Because I don't want to hurt him any more than I already have.
The thing is, you notice this part, I'm going to get into that. But notice how she sacrifices what she really wants to do for her ex-husband, for his benefit. Not really 100% sure about that one. Now that passive aggressiveness he throws in, he did some bad things. It didn't treat me the way I wanted to be or deserved to be. You know, they have to throw that in because that's part of their what's going on in their own head. It wasn't perfect, but she did leave him for another man, and she doesn't want to hurt him. But hear that part that she said about I want to be a life coach and help people get out. I have a problem with that. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I want you to see the rest of this next section here because it lays it out about her and her ex-husband.
I'm sorry. I want to tell him that I'm sorry I hurt him. And that our relationship got more and more toxic. But it was the hardest thing I've ever done because I knew it was gonna break your heart. And I hope someday you see that I did this for both of us because we couldn't stay living like that.
And that's the thing. I did it for both of us. She really did it for herself. She decided to break her marriage for somebody else. And look, it happens. You fall in love with somebody else or whatever. That happens. And your marriage isn't perfect. But she keeps bouncing back and forth with he did some things I didn't like, and you got to read between the lines here and look beneath that surface and notice that she's not really crying, and she's staging this outside, and she's taking all those long periods between trying to frame herself perfectly. But she can't do it. She wants to tell him I'm sorry. But she's doing it on a video. She pretty much ruined their relationship.
We just couldn't. Not if we wanted to be fulfilled, happy people, individuals.
Not wanted to be fulfilled, happy people. When she left the marriage. So I did it for us so that you could be a happy person too. Yeah. That is a common thread on these divorce videos on TikTok.
And I wish the best for you. I really do.
Now she's trying to portray herself as really caring about him and wishes the best for you. But she's doing it on a video. She's not doing it. She's not doing it for him. She's doing it for herself, and she's not contacting him directly. She didn't say, I told him all this. She says, I want to tell him all this. I want to tell him I'm sorry. Maybe he'll watch this. And also, other people can see this, how deeply not at fault she was. Let's watch a little bit more.
I'm gonna be my real self.
Guys, this woman is so unhappy to the point that almost all her TikTok videos are just depressing. She can't hold on to a man. She can't hold on to a job. She can't hold on to any friends. And the list goes on. She even admitted that since she left her husband, her life has been very miserable. Fellas, just know that most of these divorced women regret leaving their husbands, but most of them will never admit it in public. That's it for today's video.
And it's true. They won't admit it. And if they do admit it, they won't accept full accountability. And if they do, like the last woman in the last video, who got some deeper understanding, this one, no. And I did make a comment. Ruined the marriage, lost the rebound, now wants to sell life advice with no qualifications other than having followers and sycophants on social media and telling the world, do what I say, not what I do. It's simply that she wants to be a life coach to help women get out. What does she know about this? None of it. And I see a lot of these divorced women, I'm not going to say most, but a lot of them, that become life coaches and advisors on TikTok. They're not absolutely qualified, trained, and they're just using themselves and their own story as if it's a positive one. And that's really what it is. These kind of videos, they follow the same pattern. They follow someone else's example, and then they make their own path there towards pretending to be happy, and then they're sad, then they all the problems happen because they followed a couple of people, or a lot, and thought they were empowering themselves and all this, and they're not paying attention what really goes on in the world and in life, and that's just part of it. And the description for this video, there'll be the links to the full videos of these ladies and on HL Talk That Thought, and you can watch them in full without me getting in the middle of it. And but this is just part of my social commentary about this going on. It seems to be an epidemic, and it's very concerning. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about why this might be happening. Not because of the internet or anything else, but because I remember seeing this before. This exact same stuff before the internet, before computers. Believe it or not, before home computers. Anyway, thank you for visiting my channel, and I'll see you again at another time.